What's up, YouTubers? So you're stuck in life, but it's not related to work, it's not related to your family, it's not related to anything. You're stuck because of love. You were in love with somebody and you thought you were gonna spend your life with them and everything was gonna be better than the stories that you read when you were a little kid, right? Maybe you grew up with the romanticism of the idea of the perfect love and a happily ever after. Well, things don't work out like the books. If you want it to work out like the books do, then write your own story. Make your own novel, make it happen exactly as you wish it did, and it's a good way to kind of let go of, a fallen or an unfulfilled love. What to do if you are in that kind of fail stage of a relationship? Maybe they already broke up with you or they're about to. Maybe it's been 6 months since you broke up with them and you're still stuck because you will never find anybody like them. I think a lot of the times, right, the stories and everything that we read, they teach us what love is and even how to love. A book might even teach you how to express that love in a manner that the other person will understand and feel that you actually love and care for them. And if you have never heard about love languages or that we each express our love in different ways, I would recommend reading a book called The Five Love Languages. So it's like you have to end up understanding first of all that we all love differently, and after you understand that everybody loves differently, then you have to learn if how they express the love is different from how you express it. Because I cannot be giving you food and expect that you will know I love you because I gave you food when you truly want like flowers or something, right? When a relationship ends, it's easier to say, you know what, we had to end it because this person did not act in a specific way that I expect them to act, or they were not helping me, they were not giving me those acts of love that I needed, right? And it's very valid from the sense of whoever, like if I'm the one who calls it off and I'm like, I can't spend my life with you because I see these differences that I don't really see eye to eye with you, and I will not necessarily understand, and we will argue and we will fight over the same things. So as a person breaking up the relationship, all those things are valid. But when you're the one that they break up with you and then you don't know what to do or where you have to go from there, because it's your fault, right? And if it's your fault they broke up with you, it's like, then what can you do about it? How you can take that rejection can lead you to like so many paths of being lost in life and stuck because you're just wandering around like a zombie and you don't really know what you should even do, right? Like, can you make it better? Like, because you want to make it better. That's the person that you saw yourself with the rest of your life. That's the person or the only person that like you were there 6 months, 6 years with that person, and like you guys never even got into an argument, Like you had disagreements, sure, but maybe never really fought over anything, and that says a lot. Maybe that um, it's one of the reasons why you ended up dating and like falling in love with that person. How do you unlove somebody if that's even possible, right? And I think perhaps it's not that you unlove somebody, but simply you can choose to not engage or not feed those feelings as much or with the same intensity that you have done before. And really, at the end of the day, it's all those unfulfilled expectations and dreams that you had that is what keeps you like stuck, right? Because it's like you had the dream that you would go hike, you would walk Europe together, right? You were you had talked about visiting Machu Picchu. You were supposed to uh, go to Paris together, and that never happened. And now it will never happen because you guys broke up. And it's all those unfulfilled expectations that really, the more you think about it and the more you keep them in your mind, that's truly what makes you feel that hole and that you cannot, like, what are you supposed to do now, right? You're lost because you will never be in Paris with that person who you loved. So the first step you gotta take is acceptance. You gotta accept those things will never happen. Whatever reasons you had to break up or that they broke up with you, those things are real and those things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it now. It is difficult. Like, it is difficult to let go of somebody, but like trying to force, the relationship, trying to force someone to be in a relationship after they have already let go of the dream or the idea of being with you. It would be like trying to force yourself to eat your favorite food after it has been set out on the table for days and it starts to get mold, and it's completely rotten. Like, you're trying to force that food to still be as delicious as it was before. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, that food's rotten. That food will never become delicious ever again. You have to consider the possibility that it was, yes, it was delicious and that is your favorite food, and at some point you ate it and you tried it and it was the best food in the world. But after time, if you let go of it and it gets corrupted, it gets all issues, problems, and now it's all moldy and they have taken the decision that they don't want to be with you, it's no longer edible, right? Comparing the food with the relationships. Once you accept that they have moved on or that they want to move on, you can go to Machu Picchu, but he wanted to go with you, and now he's not going to be part of the trip. Next Christmas dinner that you've always had in your family, and he was always there, or like she was the one to provide the cranberry sauce or something or other. Um, like, those things won't happen again. When we are in that feelings or in those feelings where we are stuck. And I can't let go of loving her. And all I can think is being with her. And whenever I'm alone, I miss her. It's not that it's wrong that we miss somebody, but it is wrong to try to force somebody to be with us. Whether that is because uh, they broke up with us and they left us, or they passed on and they left us anyway. Like, it hurts. All the things we wanted to say that we won't be able to say anymore, like, they hurt. The thought of, being 85 years old and holding their hand still together when you lay in bed, like, as cute or as beautiful as that might be, you can still get to 85, but it won't be holding her hand, and like, that's okay. Deciding or taking the choice to finally accepting that something won't happen, and then move on to a situation where they're not part of your life and you have to do your own life without them. Doesn't mean you have to forsake and forget all the good memories that you had. Doesn't mean you have to forget and forsake perhaps the mistakes or the errors that you did. But instead, taking the decision to accept that, then it brings you to the next crossroad where you have to then accept and decide, where you have to decide, I did those things wrong, or these things happened because my actions did this, my understanding of life or love was different. So I accept that. I failed at my previous relationship, at the girl of my life, the man of my life who I, wanted to grow and die with. Like, I failed massively, or he failed me. It doesn't matter. So it's like there's responsibility. You have to have a relationship. It involves two people, right? The consequences of your actions. If I decide to not have sex with somebody because I'm mad, like, wife or girlfriend, I'm so mad at you, I won't have sex with you in the next 3 months. If sex happened to be the way that she feels wanted and loved, then, those 3 months for her would be like, I don't love her anymore. And perhaps it would not have made sense why you did the things I did. Like, sex, it's good, or like, maybe I have no drive, right? Like, there's no sex drive. Maybe you don't actually enjoy sex. And regardless, like, sex did not happen, and then they end up with someone else who gives them sex, right? Because that's how they feel accepted. Now, not to say that the action or the consequence of them choosing to have sex with somebody before breaking up with you perhaps is acceptable and it's okay. But there was a part of the relationship that guided their decision to do certain actions, right? At this point, once they leave, there's nothing you can do anymore, because they left. They made a choice to move on without you. So now is your time, is your chance. You have to then also make the choice and accept and let them be, because they have decided to be without you, and you have to respect that opinion, because if you truly love them, then you want the best for them. It doesn't matter if the best for them is not by your side. And that is perhaps the hardest thing to say or to do or accept. But acceptance You just have to let go. And eventually, in time and with practice and every day that you keep telling yourself it's okay that happened, and it's okay if if she's pursuing her happiness, or if he's being happy with someone else, that's not me, and like I'm here all miserable. Acceptance. All you can do is accept what happened, and then decide, do you want to be the same person who caused that, or do you want to be someone better? And that's truly all that we have to decide. Accept what we have, let go, and then decide, do you want to be the same person, or do you want to grow and try to be someone better? And if you want to grow and be someone better with the idea or the hopes that, if I become better, perhaps I can bring my family back, then that's great. It could be a good motivation, but without the expectation that if I become and I get this, then they'll come back. I want to be this with the hopes of being better, and if being better means I get this back, then perfect, right? Again, however, it's about you. Like, you have to want to be better, because it's life is a bunch of choices. Whether you have suffered or you have plenty of stories about enjoyment. It's about choices, and we have to choose, we have to decide. Do I want to be the same person that caused this pain and who caused this person to leave me, and who I was caused the love of my life to go away? Do I want to keep being him or her? Or am I going to focus on my own growth and be better and just keep hiking? And I will hike, and I will keep going on my path in life. And if someone comes back and joins me and brings those, is able to emanate and help me bring forward the same feelings or stronger feelings perhaps that I had, then perfect. And if not, then I'm content, and I'll be happy with the choices that I have done from now forward. Because the choices that I did, it's hard to change that. I cannot change how I made you feel 2 years ago. Like that's past. I cannot change that. I can work and make a big effort on how I treat you right now. And if by treating you with respect, by giving you all my love, if that is enough to perhaps help you feel loved and accepted, then great, that's all I want. And if you can give me the same back, even better. But you cannot control how someone else feels. Enjoy life, dude. Enjoy life. Unum diem ad altrum.